Another group of charismatic fish are the darters. Darters are a small, wonderfully colored, bottom-dwelling fish.
We interrupt this stupid program to bring you this special report. The $10 million jackpot number is in. The winning number is 5.
We interrupt this easy money to bring you an urgent, really special report from Weather Center 9's Storm Sucker Radar Team.
This is Chuck Chickerman reporting on the hurricane that's reached apocalyptic proportions. It's headed toward the following areas.
We interrupt this natural disaster to bring you this really special urgent report from the President on the impending invasion of the Earth by a superior race of man-eating. And now, a test of the emergency broadcast system.
You're watching the Special Report Network. Special reports 24 hours a day.
From the Alive Studios in Aberdeen, it's The Alive Show with Josh Matthews, featuring Austin Wallman. Tonight, Josh welcomes Dave Vilhauer, the music of Bruce Fenrick, Josh's Father's Day cards, a dad joke joke-a-thon, and the Dirty Diaper Derby. And Devos, brought to you by First Baptist Church of Aberdeen, in association with Think Creative Ministries, quality lunacy for kids and their parents everywhere, and Alive Student Ministries. And now, the host of our show.
Welcome to the Alive Show. It's great to have you all here. This is our Father's Day edition of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Got a great show planned for you tonight. We've got Dave Vilhauer. He's going to be here. Got some great games with him. We have a dad joke joke-a-thon along with a dirty diaper derby and of course devotions. Bruce Fenrick is here. He's going to be showing us his new song about fatherhood in honor of Father's Day. That's right, it is Father's Day, and now it is time for the monologue. It's Father's Day this Sunday, just putting that out there. Kids, if you haven't already gotten your dad a gift, here's what you can do. We here at the Alive Show want to be helpful to you. So what we have done is we have created the ultimate Father's Day gift set that no father can be without. It comes complete with the world's best dad mug, and it comes along with a tie that does not match anything, and it also comes right along with a pair of socks that is too tacky to wear. So if you haven't gotten dad a gift yet, give us a call here at the studio at 1-800-555-6629. That number once again is 1-800-555-6629 for the Alive Studios, and get your dad the gift set that he already has from the last 16 years. Alright, as I mentioned before, this Sunday is Father's Day. But what do you really get dad for Father's Day, really? I mean, moms are a whole lot easier. You get him some flowers, a bouquet of that. Dads really aren't all that into bouquets of flowers until this year, when restaurant chain Denny's decided that they were going to make the bacon bouquet. So wonderful, you get your dad a gift that warms his heart and clogs his arteries at the same time. What else we got? Speaking of Father's Day, social distancing may actually help Father's Day this year. Now that isn't that awkward moment after you hand Dad his card and go, "Hi Dad, here's your card. Do I hug you? Do I not hug you? Does that creep you out? What do I do?" So, yay, thank you, social distancing. Health experts are now saying the coronavirus can now be transmitted from public toilets, which I found to be interesting. It's believed that the swirling rotation of the flush can actually aerosolize the virus-containing particles that can be inhaled. So next time you walk into a Taco Bell bathroom, that's not the smell of a quesorito farticle. Those are coronavirus particles. But it was only a matter of time before toilets started battling back at us after all we give them. As a matter of fact, I was in a public restroom just the other day, and well, this is what one of the toilets were singing.
We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
In other news, Walmart will be testing out all new version of their stores, which will consist completely of self checkout kiosks. The idea is to limit the number of contacts between humans and associates. So now it will be even harder to find a Walmart associate when you need one. So I guess it's business as usual for good old Wally World. Here's one. The CDC says we may not have been using our hand sanitizer right this entire time. Apparently users are supposed to scrub their hands for 30 seconds, and 30 seconds is longer than the recommended 20 seconds for, for regular hand and soap washing. So now you get to rub your hands and look like one of the villains from Scooby-Doo.
I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't have been for you meddling kids. Hold on, I still have 15 seconds of this left.
The quarantine has not exactly been easy for most people. A lot of kids who didn't finish their schoolwork while doing school at home via the internet. Parents are now going to have to do some homeschooling and find creative ways to teach the material. Just take a look at what this parent is doing to teach them where milk comes from. Many athletic clubs are closing because of the virus, as if we as Americans didn't need another excuse to not go to the gym. Well, I would, but you see my gym is closed, and I really want to work out, but it's closed. Pass the donuts, please. The new Jurassic World movie, looking forward to that. New Jurassic World movie has continued filming amidst the rise in coronavirus cases. But, if only there was a way to warn people making the Jurassic Park movies that it wasn't a good idea to go against the sound advice of experts. I mean, reopening a park before its time, speaking of reopening, many dine-in restaurants have begun to reopen, but at half capacity. And a lot of customers are wondering and feeling a little sort of awkward about sitting in a half-empty restaurant. So some managers have decided that they would put mannequins in the other half of the empty seats. And you thought it was bad on your first date. Hey, so what do you do for a living? What do you really like to do for fun? They say just put your phone in their pocket or in their hand, and it's a whole lot easier. So what do you like to do for a living? And finally, some good news for sports fans. The NBA says that it will be opening for a limited shortened season, and has a 113-page document to show how they'll go about doing this. First of all the games are going to be played at Disney World, which sounds more like a vacation plan to me rather than a safety precaution. Second of all players, in order to avoid bodily contact and fluid contact, are going to be asked to shower in their hotel rooms before and after the game. So I guess they're not allowed to sweat on the court and not even touch the basketball. And today the Milwaukee Bucks said, I thought these were new rules. Well, that's all we got for tonight, for tonight's monologue. Great to have you here. We got a great show coming up, like I said. Dave Billhauer is going to be here. We got Bruce Fenrick for some music, great games. Don't go away. We will be right back.
The American Council for Slacks.
Welcome back to the Alive Show. It's great to have you here. I haven't done my Father's Day card yet, and I was just kind of hoping that I could do my Father's Day card right now, and so I'm just gonna do my Father's Day card real quick. Just sign this out to my dad. All right, dear Dad, I laugh, I smile because you are my father. I laugh because there is nothing you can do about it. All right, so sorry. Hold on. I'll do one more. We'll see if this one turns out any better. Here we go. Happy Father's Day. Without me, this day wouldn't mean much for you. No? Okay. All right. I think I got it this time. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. Dear Dad, please accept this Father's Day card as a token of my poverty. Let's try another one. Let's try another one. Dear Dad, I may be all grown up, but I am still your financial burden. I think I can do better. I think I can do better. So here we go. Dear Dad, happy Father's? No, okay, hold on. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. No. Alright. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna do this until we get it. We're gonna do this until we get a really good one. Alright, here we go. Dear Dad, you are the best dad I could have gotten stuck with. No. Didn't realize there was so much pressure for all these. Alright, let's try again. Let's try again. I think being your child is gift enough. Happy Father's Day. There is nothing in this card. Okay. Well, got a couple more. Here we go. See which one we actually end up going with. Here we go. Dear Dad, you've always been like a father to me. No? Alright. Got a couple more here. What about this one? Dear Dad, you taught me everything I know, and I have been a huge influence on me. So what I guess I'm saying is, this is all your fault. I think I got it this time. I really do. I think this one's it. Dear Dad, thank you for all the love, care, provisions, and godly example. Happy Father's Day. And we really made it here from the Alive Show. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. We couldn't do it without you. You are the backbone of our families and our churches. And we just want to give you a quick shout out and say thank you, dads. Well, don't go away, we'll be right back. We've got lots more show coming up. Dave Villhauer's coming up right after the break.
Happy Father's Day.
Welcome back to the Alive Show. Our special guest tonight is not one of our youth kids. Normally we have one of our youth students from Alive Student Ministries, but in honor of Father's Day, we have one of our youth student dads. Actually, this particular dad, his son, has been on our show several times, once as a musical guest and once also as a special guest, Mr. Isaiah Villhauer. So now we've got Isaiah's dad, Dave, who is also one of the popular radio personalities on Hub City Radio. He's got a daily show to tune into on 9:30 a.m., 102.1 FM Hub City Radio. So give it up for Mr. David Villhauer. Nice to have you on the show. There you go. Wonderful. All right. So, in addition to being on Hub City Radio, you are also an author, right?
Yes, you could say that. I published a book a year ago. I've been writing for a good share of my life, so I guess it depends on what you consider an author, but I'm definitely a writer.
You're a writer. Now, you started with Aberdeen American News?
Yeah, at the ripe old age of 17.
Wow.
Yep.
So writing has been most of your career.
I've been writing longer than you've been breathing in air, buddy.
And so what made you decide to write the book?
Yeah, well, I just felt like God was telling me to do that. I always kind of wanted to write a book, and just felt like God was telling me that this is what you should write about, and this is what you should call it, and this is how you should go about doing it. So, yeah.
And the book is about?
It's about sports parenting. It's called The Parent Trapped Within. You can view it, the bio and reviews and all of that at www.theparenttrappedwithin.com. And so, yeah, it's done very well, and hopefully it will continue to do very well.
Exactly. And I was over at Ken's yesterday, and so you can find the book there as well. So wherever books are sold, you can see this guy's face So it's going to be Father's Day this Sunday. And so in honor of that, we wanted to get a seasoned dad. And we've got a couple of games for you tonight.
What's the difference between seasoned and old?
I don't know.
Well, I think you just
A
call
dad
it
that's
old.
been around a while. I
Sure.
guess you have to be a grandfather to be an old
I'm
dad.
not there.
Not yet. But we got a couple of games for us tonight. And I guess this is as good a time as any to announce that I am a new dad. This will be my very first Father's Day to celebrate. Thank you very much. My wife and I, 8 weeks ago, had our first, a son, Mr. Benjamin Matthews, and he is in the audience tonight. And we might be able to see him a little bit later. But so we've got a couple of games. One is a dad joke joke-a-thon.
Oh.
And so dad jokes, always very popular. You find them on the internet, just those knee slapper jokes. So we're going to find out who is the better joke teller, the new dad or the seasoned dad. And then after that, we'll do a quick game of a dirty diaper derby. And so I'm still learning how to change dirty diapers. It's been a long time for you. So
I'm washing my hands of the whole thing.
You're just getting those dad jokes in already. There we go. All right, so we're going to get started with our games. Thanks for being our special guest tonight.
Well, thank you for the invitation. I had no idea.
There you go.
Gosh, I had a small idea.
Right, and then after the games, we'll come back and we've got some devotional thoughts. And once again, as the seasoned father, what type of advice can you give the fresh father and our camera guy, Austin, who is also our sidekick and co-host? What type of advice can you give us, the dad not yet, the new dad from the seasoned dad? So all that and more here to come on our show. We will be right back.
I still don't feel clean. I wonder why that is. Oh, Dad, can you come here for a minute? It's about my trip to the potty. Even though we use the leading brand of toilet paper, I still don't feel clean. I don't understand. They have bears on their commercial just like us.
Well, that's not good. Maybe it's time we change our bathroom tissue. I think I have the answer. Your mother brought a brand new type of bathroom tissue. Why don't you try it out? I used it just last night, and I have to tell you, it was the best experience I've ever had with a bathroom tissue. It was like a dream, soft and fluffy, like I was cleaning myself with a cloud. I've never felt so clean in all my life. It's called In the Woods, and it's specially patented for what bears do. Why don't you try again, but this time use In the Woods.
I'm really excited because I know that In the Woods is made with only bear-friendly materials. You're right, Dad. This is the best bathroom tissue in the whole world. I've never felt so clean.
That's right, son. In the Woods helps bears do what bears do best.
I think everybody needs to know about In the Woods.
The next time you have to go, be like a bear and use In the Woods.
In the Woods, the bathroom tissue for bears.
All right, guys, welcome back to the live show. Gonna play a little game here. Since we got two dads here, we're gonna play the dad joke off-a-thon. So we're gonna have some dad jokes. Everyone's heard a bad dad joke. Let's see who can hold their composure the best and who can't. So each have 10 questions. I don't know if they're facing the right way, but you'll each get to read your joke and then see if you can get the other one to smile, laugh, any sort of sudden face movement.
If we don't like the card, we can create our own joke.
You sure can. You sure can.
So Dave reserves the right to tell his own dad joke if he doesn't like the one on the card. And of course, if there's a reaction when you read the card, not good. And then of course, if there's a reaction when the joke is read to you. So that's it, right?
We could have a whole lot of not good tonight.
We're
lost already.
We haven't started
Did you
yet.
see that? Did you see that?
All right, we're gonna start off. We'll let you start it off.
All right. I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. How come I'm reading that joke when I'm the only one here that doesn't have facial hair?
Josh's turn.
Sometimes I tuck my knees into my chest and lean forward. That's just how I roll.
I ordered a chicken and an egg online. I'll let you know. Man, I don't even get these jokes.
All jokes are provided by Skylar Verrier.
Wow.
All right. I used to have a job at a calendar factory, but then I got sacked because I took a couple of days off.
Well, everybody needs a day off.
Everybody needs a day off.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, wow. This is supposed to be censored, but I'm going to read this anyway. Spring is here! I got so excited I wet my plants.
Ooh, there's a little bit of facial expressions on Josh.
Yeah.
So we're going to give him a point.
He gets a point?
Yep.
I get the point. You get the point.
Why don't crabs donate? Because they're shellfish.
Oh, I think I heard that. Oh, I wouldn't buy anything with Velcro. It's a total ripoff. Huh. All right.
What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but their flag is a big plus.
I knew that. Did you know that? Hey, speaking of other countries, did you know that Ireland's capital is the largest growing city? Every year it's Dublin. Dublin, Ireland, that's the capital. How come the one that's smiling the most is the guy in the middle?
Because I can smile all I want.
He's got nothing at stake.
He's got nothing. Nope. Not a T-bone, not a sirloin. Nothing.
I could go for a T-bone right about now.
The rotation of the Earth really makes my day.
Is there a punchline there?
I think our joke writer just got fired.
What do you call a fake noodle?
An impasta.
Oh, my, did you?
No, I didn't know that.
You should have told it. Hey! Are you paying attention here?
Got another point over here.
All right, thank you very much.
2-0. Hold your composure.
Something.
What did the drummer call his twin daughters?
Oh. Fiddle and sticks.
And a 1, and a 2.
Oh, I've got one that I can say. I think I can say it.
Go for it.
It's not a racist joke. What did the Mexican fire chief call his twin sons? Jose and Jose B.
Very nice.
That's pretty good. My wife is really mad at the fact that I have no sense of direction. So I packed up my stuff and right instead of and left. It's a time joke. Think about it. You'll get it.
What does a noisy pepper do? Oh, sorry, what does a nosy pepper do?
It runs.
It gets jalapeno business.
I'm not feeling it. I'm telling you, I'm not feeling it. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. You know, when I lived at home and my brother was downstairs and I was upstairs, I'd always say, he'd say, if anything comes up, come down. And I'd say, if anything's going down, come up. Yeah, pretty good.
What does a baby computer call his father? Data. Data. Data.
Oh. Well, it helps if you know the punchline. Okay, I'm not even reading this one because I got something better.
All right, we are going for the optional true dad joke here.
Yes, we are. Did you hear about the person that went into the library and thought it was a restaurant? Walks up to the librarian and says, I'd like a cheeseburger, fries, and a Diet Coke, please. And she says, Sir, what are you doing? This is a library. And he goes, oh, sorry.
There's another point.
Bam. Thank you.
3-0.
My original material is better than this stuff.
You got
another point. That's 4.
Another point. All right. Does anybody need an arc? I know a guy.
Noah. I know Noah.
Yeah. You know Noah too?
Want to know how I know him? Why did the math book look so sad? Because of all its problems.
All right, and my last one here is, why don't they play poker in the jungle? Too many cheetahs.
Oh. You know what the difference is between a bad joke and a dad joke? I was going to say one letter, but after hearing you say those, I'd say there's no difference between. I made a pencil with 2 erasers. It was pointless. All right, my last one.
All right, this is the bonus joke.
This is the bonus joke, okay? This will be the 5-0 category here, okay? Where do retired belly buttons end up?
I don't know.
In the Naval Reserve.
That was good.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you smiled more than we did.
And after we put the laugh track on, it's going to be hilarious.
Well, we obviously know who won this.
And
Sorry,
it's not
Josh.
the new dad, the seasoned dad.
Sorry, Josh, you lost. But we got more coming up after this, so don't go away.
Hi, Stacy here from Duke Cannon's Father's Day Emporium. We know what dads want for Father's Day. A nice Pontiac sports car, or perhaps tickets to the hottest music concert show. We don't sell those things, but we do have some pretty nice gifts for all sorts of dads. We have the perfect gifts for granddads, dog dads, biological dads, stepdads. So swing on by Duke Cannon Father's Day Emporium, conveniently located next to the Bonanza Steakhouse in the I-30 Motor Plaza. We're conveniently open Monday through Wednesday from 11 to 4:30 to service all of your Father's Day needs. Duke Cannon's Father's Day Emporium. Here we go.
Well, we are back here on the Alive Show, and one of the things that, of course, dads get to do along with moms is to change diapers. So we are here in the church nursery taking care of a few fake baby diapers. Now, of course, since I'm a new dad, I'm kind of getting used to this whole diaper change thing. We've got our seasoned dad, Dave, here, who hasn't changed a diaper in, you said, 20 years?
Right.
So you have lots of experience of 2 children.
Right.
But not recently.
Right. But you don't have much experience at all. So
no, I'm only 8 weeks
the
into
diaper
this.
goes on the bottom.
The diaper goes on the bottom. Okay, so the way this is going to work, we have a diaper filled with chocolate pudding, so the baby is loaded. And we'll be changing the diaper. We're being judged on time, cleanliness, and and presentation. So once we get this done, then Katie, my wife, is going to come in and she's going to judge how clean the babies are and how well they were presented. Each baby is marked with a specific mark, and so she'll come in, she'll take a look and see which one it is, which one has the cleanliest presentation, and that particular person will be our winner. So we've got a timer on the clock. Austin, our camera guy and sidekick, is ready to kick us off. So as soon as you're ready, go! Stuck to the baby's leg. Oh, it's all over his leg.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, whoops.
You don't want to break his arms or his legs.
Right, I think I just snapped the baby's neck. So, toss that in our diaper, Jeannie.
Don't you think that you should
wipe the baby?
Well, not just that, but take care of the diaper so that it doesn't get all over the place once you do put it in?
I did, I wrapped it up. Oh, he's already getting there closer.
Little one, you have never had it so good.
Go. Alright, he's finished first. I'm kind of sort of also finished. So he wins for time. And so in just a quick second, Katie's going to come in and she's going to judge which baby. We're going to mix them up a little bit here. Mix them up. And see which baby she thinks has The cleanest bottom.
I think you should judge on the diaper.
Okay, that's well. All right.
You don't want to get stuff all over.
Right. Okay. So, Katie, if you want to come in, and we've got a special guest also tonight with our new son, Mr. Benjamin Matthews.
He should be the one to cast the side.
There we go. I'm going to get out of here, and so this was one diaper. This is another diaper. These are the babies. We come up with whoever is the winner.
Okay. Well, tabs are in front, that's a good thing. I'm gonna open them up. Make sure to see how clean they are. This one's actually pretty clean. And that one's pretty clean too, considering there was pudding in there. I'm gonna say this one. This diaper is the best.
All right.
Wrapped up.
Okay. So which one?
Pretty much like the dad jokes as a shutout.
Yeah. So the winner. Let me do that again. So the winner of our Dirty Diaper Derby is our guest, Dave, who had the best presentation, the best post-diaper wrap. And yes, there definitely seemed to be some poop stains on the side of the leg. And there was
Slightly.
Yep, there we go. So once again, our guest wins. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
I'm Evan Jacover, best friend for hire. Hey, what you doing later? Ring, 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 ring. Hi, Evan Jacover, best friend for hire. What's that? You need a best friend for the weekend? Well, I'm Evan Jacover, and I'm just the man for the job. Don't have any friends? Have friends, but none that are the best? Have a best friend, but would like to try out having a new one? Then call me, Evan Jacover, best friend for hire. I'll go to a ball game with you. I'll help you move. I'll hug you. I'll not hug you if you don't like that sort of thing. I'll try to break up that fight you're in, and if I can't, I'll help you fight. I'm Evan Jacover, best friend for hire.
It is time for our favorite part of the show, devotions. So we're going to draw our attention to some topics in conversation based off of the scripture and some things that can help us in our daily walk. Now, we were talking a little bit earlier that Father's Day is coming up, and so I had a quick passage for us to take a peek at, but the main idea is that since you have how many years of fatherhood under your belt?
23.
23 years of fatherhood under this guy's belt, so you've learned a few things here and there.
I don't know if it's hidden too well.
We've had a lot of fun on tonight's show. A lot of the dad jokes, and this guy just doesn't do dad jokes for competition. This guy just he's had us laughing. It's a lifestyle. Being a dad is a lifestyle. Dad jokes are the language. But yeah, so what we wanted to do is take some of your experience and your expertise and kind of share that with both of us guys. You know, every father has once a son. And once you are a father, you either have a son or a daughter. And so just wanting to take a peek at some of the expertise you have as well. And of course, you mentioned earlier that you have a book on sports parenting, so I'm sure there's a lot of fatherhood advice found in there. We'll put a link at the bottom of the screen so you can figure out where to get a copy of his book. But the passage for tonight comes from Ephesians 6, 1 through 4, and I thought this was pretty appropriate because it addresses people who are sons. We're all sons, and you know, I'm a new father, you are a seasoned father, and Austin, Lord willing, will one day also be a father, but he is a son. So there's some good stuff packed in these few verses. So I'll read the verse here, and then we have an open forum conversation to see how what type of truth that the Lord will reveal to us and how we apply that. So the verse is, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may live long in the land. Fathers, Do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. So we'll start with you for our panel discussion, Dave. What is this verse saying to you? How do you interpret this verse, and how do you apply that?
Well, again, it's a lifestyle, and I think if you live it, you have to you have to kind of walk the talk, and people will follow your actions more than they'll follow your words. And so I think if you live out your faith, that's the greatest example that you can have. And I think was it St. Francis of Assisi that says, preach the gospel, and if necessary, use words. I mean, go ahead and live that lifestyle. And if you're doing your best to live a godly life, you're going to make mistakes. We're human. We all make mistakes. But you know what? If you're doing your best, and even if you make a mistake, God will honor it and use it. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Excellent. So sometimes I think perhaps the last part of this verse that is dedicated to fathers may or may not get misinterpreted or not. So what do you think this means here when it says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord? So just addressing that first part, what do you think that means when it says don't provoke them?
Well, obviously, I can speak from experience. As a parent, you want your children to succeed at everything, to do everything right, to not make any mistakes. I mean, it's just the natural thing that you want the best for them. And if you're expecting that, be prepared for heartache and failure, because your kids are just like you, and they're going to mess up, and that's how you learn, that's how you grow. And I've found through the years that the things that bugged me the most in my kids were the same traits that I possessed when I was growing up. It's just funny how that works sometimes, and so sometimes God has to remind you of that why are you picking on that particular trait, because I mean this is what you did when you were growing up. So it's kind of interesting how that kind of comes full circle.
So how can I, as a young dad with a almost 8-week-old, and as he gets older, how can I help to bring him up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord without putting him to a spot in his life where he is exasperated or provoked or starts to get bitter at the things that the dad is trying to do?
Right. Kids need structure. Adults need structure. And so you have to have rules, and you have to you have to abide by those rules, and there has to be consequences for breaking those rules. That said, you also have to understand that people are human beings, and they're bound to make mistakes, and you have to show that grace that God shows to us. And if we can't show that same grace to our children, then how can we expect our Father, our Heavenly Father, to show that same grace and forgiveness to us? So sometimes it's a fine line, and to be honest with you, I feel very inadequate giving anybody parenting advice, because there's times where I've just absolutely failed miserably. And, sometimes you just pray that, hey, God, please help our kids to grow up in spite of what we do or whatever, So, again, don't be too big to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I blew it on this one or whatever, because it shows the human side of who you are.
Exactly. And, just from experience as a youth pastor, looking at kids and looking at family units, that's definitely something that I've noticed as well, is the dads and the kids that know that dad can say, I messed up, I'm human, I'm humble, and please forgive me. Those types of things definitely seems like there's a whole lot more respect that happens mutually there. Let's address the first part of this verse, and so kind of Austin and I kind of are a little bit closer to this particular command, and it's the children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. So Austin, I mean, growing up, you're 29 years old?
Yeah.
You're 29, living on your own. But so, as a 29-year-old, how has this passage helped you as a 29-year-old and helped you getting to that point and making you who you are, being someone who either has or has not honored their parents?
Well, I can say plenty of times that I did not honor my parents. I probably made their life a whole lot harder than it needed to be at times. But like you were talking about, the biggest thing is that the grace that God shows us, our parents are supposed to, show that to us as well as disciplining us, so there is that fine line. So I can easily remember the times where I totally deserved whatever punishment I was going to get. And at the same time, I still, got the grace and love that we're supposed to receive from our parents. And that's one of the biggest things. I mean, we're gonna fail. It's no matter how hard we try, we fail at something. But just like, God forgives us, our parents are gonna do the same. I know for me, growing up, I was always trying to get the approval of my dad, or get to hear, oh, good job, you did good at this. My dad's not really good at saying that. Josh can attest to this. He gets to see him all the time.
I work with him.
He's not the easiest person to get something like that said to you, but it's the little things as you grow up. You notice it without him even having to say it. I mean, you can feel that expression, and at the same time, you can feel the expression of when he's disappointed, when you've let him down. But you always know that, you always feel and know it's made known, or should be made known, that no matter how much we screw up, our parents love us. They're here for us. I talk to my mom all the time, just about little dumb things, as even at 29 years old, which I should be able to figure out on my own. But hey, I call my mom and she'll walk me through it. I'm
almost 34 and I still do dumb things.
But it's just remembering that they love us, even through our failures, just like God loves us through our failures. It's not going to be easy being a kid or being a parent, but it's also something that we can walk alongside with other people who have done it, or who are in it in that same time frame. And just like our walk with Christ, I mean, it's all going to be easier done if we have those good support systems around us to help us through those situations.
Awesome. Well, we're almost out of time for this particular segment of our show. I'm just going to ask you, Austin, real quick, as a send out, honor father type thing, what is your best, funniest memory growing up with Dad? And then I'll ask you the same question. Then, but you get a double side of best, funniest memory of being a dad. So one with your dad and one being a dad. But Austin, we'll have you come up, have you do your answer to that question first. Most memorable / funny, whatever, memory of growing up with Dad.
Growing up with Dad, I would say growing up, I played basketball since I was in kindergarten. My dad doesn't do sports. It's not his thing. He's not really good at that type of thing, but he's way better at a million other things than I will ever be. So just trying to show him, or go out in the yard or go out on the driveway and play basketball with him. I mean, you're lucky if you got him to go out there, first off, but let alone to actually get him to play. It was going to be entertaining.
Nice.
It wasn't that where you go out and play your dad and your dad's just going to kick your butt, type of situation. I went out there knowing that I would be able to take my dad at any point on the basketball court. But just the pure enjoyment. I mean, even though he didn't like it, he knew it was my passion, so he's still would enjoy doing it with me.
So he was engaging with you, and even though it wasn't a strong suit of his, he didn't shy away from something that was perceived weakness, but he gravitated to something because he wanted to relate with you. Awesome, great story.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about this a little bit.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No, I want to maybe approach this just a little bit differently.
Sure, absolutely.
I don't necessarily have any funny stuff. I know you're going to find that hard to believe since I'm such a fun guy. But one of the memorable times that I had with my dad, he obviously wasn't to the point where he could play sports and stuff when I was growing up, although he never missed a game of mine. But we used to really love to play chess, and it got to the point for me where it was a really a really difficult time in some regards, because I'm very competitive by nature. And so I would want to win at the game of chess. But trust me, it really didn't make me feel good when I used to beat my dad, because then I thought I felt bad for him, because it's a thinking man's game, and I didn't want to, imply that I was smarter than he was or whatever. So I didn't want to lose, and yet I didn't really want to win either, But I really had a good time playing chess with him, because it was kind of our time, so to speak. As a dad myself, I think what's one of the things that's really satisfying is when you see your kids grow, and all of a sudden they start doing better things better than you do. And for instance, like Isaiah, when we would go out and play tennis, and I would beat him, and every year he'd get better and better, and it got to the point where I had nothing for him. I mean, he would just absolutely throttle me. That did my esteem absolutely no good whatsoever, but there was a sense of satisfaction in knowing that, wow, look at this. I mean, he's way better than I am at this, And the same thing with my daughter. I mean, Mariah can sit down with a set of paints and a canvas, and it's unbelievable what she can do with that. And there's a satisfaction as a parent going, wow, I know I didn't teach her how to do that, but that's really cool, So, but the biggest thing is, okay, are they contributors to our society? Are they blessing other people? Are they going out and being a positive role model for others? And if you can do that, then obviously, again, that's nothing that I would take credit for. That's a God thing. God has just loaned those children to us, and it's our responsibility to raise them to the best we can. But one of the things about my dad, and I shared this last year when I got up in front of the congregation, is two things that he really did that had a huge impact on me. One is I grew up in a Christian home, and he read the Word a lot, and just the example that he had to kind of foster that faith-based walk that I've carried with me my entire life. And the other thing is he just had an unbelievable belief in me. He thought I could do things that I didn't think I could do. And so what that did is that inspired me the next thing you know, I started believing in myself more. And I think that those are two of the greatest gifts that you can pass on to your children. A true faith walk, and just a belief in yourself that, this confidence that you can do things, that you can accomplish great things, especially through Christ, because he will give you the time and the talents, and he'll equip you to do great work. So again, those are two really valuable things that my father gave to me, and hopefully I can pass on.
And that dovetails to our very last question for our time together. If there is one nugget of wisdom as a seasoned dad to somebody who is just starting out on this fatherhood journey, what is that nugget of wisdom that you say, if you don't do anything, make sure you fill in the blank? What would that be?
Make sure that you seek wise counsel, that you don't think that you know the entire thing about parenting, and then just ask God for guidance and direction. Again, God knows your heart, and if you're doing the best you can and you make mistakes, God will still honor that. When I say seek wise counsel, there's other people that have experience that can help you with some judgment calls and that sort of thing. And I was really fortunate that I had other people that invested into the lives of our kids and really made them well-rounded people. And sometimes kids will take advice from strangers more so than they will from parents, because that's dad talking, that's mom talking. Somebody else says it could be the exact same thing, and it might resonate differently. So I guess that would be my advice. Stay close to God, ask him for wisdom and guidance, and and it'll turn out.
And when we make mistakes, to be humble. And
absolutely.
Well, thank you for being on our show tonight. Had a lot of fun with our games. When we come back, we'll have our musical guest, Bruce Fendrick. He has a special song about fathers and Father's Day and a song about prayer. So when we come back, we'll have a little word with Bruce, and we'll have a chance to hear him play his song. So special thank you to Dave for being our guest and our guinea pig for our games. We'll be right back after these short messages.
How many times has it happened to you? You're trying to eat dinner, but you can't get enough food in your mouth because your fork is too small. Introducing Jumbo Fork. Jumbo Fork is guaranteed to let you get all the food into your pie hole. Get Jumbo Fork and get it all in your mouth.
Welcome back to the live show, everybody. Our musical guest tonight is going to be Bruce Fendrick. Bruce is a very good friend of mine. He's written hundreds of songs?
Yeah.
Hundreds of songs, and a lot of times on a Saturday afternoon, Bruce and Katie and I will get together at his house and listen to some of his music. Now, of course, it is Father's Day, and so you have a special song to share with us for Father's Day. But how did you get involved in music, and what's kind of your story of how you got involved in a lot of that stuff?
Well, I guess everybody wants to sing, you know. That's, you know, but I never thought I could, and when I started putting the guitar and the vocals together, it's like I really started to get off on it. So,
nice.
And then someone challenged me to write a song once, and I said I can't do that. You know, they says, well, I think you can, and that little "think you can" has kind of blossomed into a lot of songs. You know,
that's
over
awesome.
the years.
So we found out that it's a talent God gave you, and you're using it. And so you've been, how long have you been a singer-songwriter?
I've been singing in front of churches since 1984, so that's a while back.
And that's before I was born. I was born in '86, so there you go. But so tell us a little bit about the song you've got for us tonight. It's about Father's Day. And
yes, it's a song called What Prayer Can Do.
Okay.
And I thought, well, you know, it's a great Father's Day song in a way because it talks about how we are connected by this almost this psychic bond, you know, and it's designed from God. It's put there by Him so that we could commune with Him ultimately.
Excellent. Very cool. Well, the song is called "What Prayer Can Do," and when we come back, we'll have Bruce's song. So stick around, don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm going to play a song for you that I wrote called "What Prayer Can Do." It's about connections. We say a lot of times we're connected to a person, especially marriage couples. They'll say, you know, you can almost read each other's thoughts sometimes. And I thought, well, a good song for Father's Day might be this one, because our Heavenly Father, He connects us with a magic thing we call prayer. So, here we go.
The day that you were born, Dad wasn't far away. He cut the cord from Mom, attached it to his brain. Dad put it there to prove he cares. Reach to him, he's there in prayer. The creator of the sparrows whispers to them too, so his love is never far from you. Climb into his lap, the Bible chair. He promised to be there in prayer. Don't puff it up, keep it small. Show-offs won't be heard at all. Lift your eyes to holy views, and angels will be tending you. Love is a bond that's true, a battle cry, a calming coo. It only takes a drop, love's crazy glue, to testify what prayer can do. It's time to see what prayer can do. Being Jesus as you follow through. Meet the other half to your soul. Reaching makes his body whole. The creator of the sparrows whispers to them too, so his love is never far from you. Climb into his lap, the Bible chair. He's promised to be there in prayer. Open arms and hands affect repair. Reach to him, he's there in prayer.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.